Hi, how are you? A big welcome back to the Sound Museum, the music podcast that explores that personal connection we all have with the music that we listen to. I can't believe it is nearly the end of the year. It's been an amazing year for the podcast. So thank you so much for listening to the Sound Museum podcast. And this is the second to last episode of the year. And a few weeks ago, you may have heard my first Cher episode celebrating Cher's album Believe, which turns 25 years old this year. I can't believe it. And we were celebrating that album, but it also went back to Cher's career from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and just showcasing some of Cher's biggest hits during her career. When Cher released the album Believe in 1998, I absolutely love the album. I love the singles Believe, Strong Enough, and All or Nothing. Amazing tracks on the album. And this was around the time I became a really big Cher fan. Of course, I knew who Cher was. She had some massive singles in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. But for some reason, Cher was never really on my radar as much as the likes of Kylie or Mariah. But around Believe, I was on the Cher train. And for this episode, we're celebrating all the music from the year 2000 right through until this year. She has had an amazing career. She is a trailblazer. She's feisty. She's still doing great music. Now, before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. And you can also catch up on previous episodes you may have missed as well. So let's go back to the year 2000. In November, in fact, Cher released an album called Not Commercial, which was only available on her website. And I must have missed this whole moment because I had no idea about this album. But Cher wrote the album with singer-songwriter Bruce Roberts in 1994 while attending a songwriter's workshop in France. Now, Cher completed the album with members of David Letterman's CBS Orchestra, and at the time the record label said it wasn't commercial enough and declined to release it. Fast forward 6 years later, Cher decided to release the album on her website herself. Now, the record is very, very different to, obviously, Believe and her previous hits. It was quite a dark record, unlike anything else she has released before. You can check out clips from the album Not Commercial on YouTube. But the following year, though, in November 2001, Cher was back on the dance floor with a brand new single.
The music's no good without you, baby. The music's no good at all. The music's no good without you, baby. Come back to me. The music's no good without you, baby.
That is The Music's No Good Without You, written by Cher, James Thomas, Mark Taylor, and Paul Berry, produced by Mark Taylor, James Thomas, and Jeff Taylor. This track was the lead single from the Living Proof album. The Music's No Good Without You reached number 5 in Canada, number 8 in the UK, and 23 in Australia. It also reached the top 20 in 10 European countries. That same month in 2001, Cher released the new album Living Proof. This album reached number 9 in the US, but unfortunately underperformed in most markets, including in New Zealand, where it reached number 26, in the UK, number 46, and here in Australia, number 68. Now, at the time, I had no idea why this album underperformed. It's such a great album, and thankfully, there was plenty of singles lifted from the Living Proof album, including this one from March 2002.
This is a song for the lonely. Can you hear me tonight? For the broken-hearted, battle-scarred, I'll be by your side. And this is a song for the
That is Song for the Lonely, written by Mark Taylor, Paul Berry and Steve Torch, once again produced by Mark Taylor. This was the second single from the album, but the first single to be released in the US. Song for the Lonely reached number 1 on the US Dance Club Songs charts, number 13 in the Czech Republic, 18 in Canada, and 85 in the US. In June 2002, Cher released this track in Europe. Was Alive Again, written by Nick Bracegirdle, Ray Hedges and Tracy Ackman, produced by Nick Bracegirdle and Ray Hedges. Alive Again was the third and final single released in Europe. Unfortunately, it did underperform in most European markets, reaching number 7 in the Czech Republic, 27 in Germany, 58 in Romania, and number 80 in Switzerland. The following month, in July 2002, Cher released the second US single, A Different Kind of Love Song.
This is a different kind of love song, dedicated to everyone. Different kind of love song. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is a different kind of love.
That was A Different Kind of Love Song, the second single released in the US from the Living Proof album. This was released as a double A side with The Music's No Good Without You for the US market. Once again, the track reached number 1 on the US Dance Club Songs charts. And Cher performed this track on the TV show Will and Grace, where she appeared as herself in a cameo. Bizarrely, a year later, in February 2003, she released the final single from the Living Proof album. That was a final single release from the album, a double A side, When the Money's Gone and Love One Another. Interestingly, with the track Love One Another, it was written by fellow dance diva Abba and appeared on her 1999 self-titled second album. Let's take a listen to the original version by Abba. This is Love One Another.
Love one another, sisters and brothers. Love one another, hey, hey, hey. Love one another, father and mothers. Love one another, hey.
Cher's version of Love One Another was nominated for a Grammy for Best Dance Recording, but lost out to Kylie's Come Into My World. Back the double A side once again reached number 1 on the US Dance Club Songs chart. During this time, Cher went on the road for her Living Proof The Farewell Tour from June 2002 until April 2005. Originally planned as a 59-date tour of North America, the tour was extended due to huge demand. 100 extra shows were added before she took the tour to Europe in 2004. She then did more shows in the US, and from February 2005, she took the tour to New Zealand and Australia, and that was the first time I got to see Cher live, and she was incredible. Such an amazing live performer. After those dates down under, she wrapped up the tour with more shows in the US and Canada. After her Living Proof The Farewell Tour, Cher wanted to go back on stage, and this time she went to Las Vegas. From May 2008 until February 2011, Cher done a Las Vegas residency, performing her show Cher at the Coliseum in Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. During this time, Cher began work on her new film, Burlesque, the feature film with Christina Aguilera, who made her screen debut in the movie. It was released in November 2010 with a budget of $55 million. The film made over $90 million at the box office and more than $42 million in home DVD sales. Christina performed 8 tracks on the soundtrack, while Cher performed 2 tracks.
They haven't seen the last of me. No, no, I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying right here. Oh no, you won't set me back. I'm not taking my bow. Can't stop me. It's not the end.
That was the lead single from the Burlesque movie, You Haven't Seen the Last of Me. The track won a Golden Globe for Best Original Song from a Movie, and that track was written by hitmaker Diane Warren. The Burlesque soundtrack reached number 2 in Australia, number 5 in New Zealand, 18 in the US, and 27 in the UK. The single You Haven't Seen the Last of Me reached number 1 on the US Dance Club Songs charts, including some fave remixes from Almighty.
They haven't seen the last of me. No, no, I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying right here. Oh no, you won't set me back. I'm not taking my bow. Can't stop me. It's not the end. You haven't seen
June 2013 was time for a new Cher single. This is Woman's World.
Tell the truth. This is a woman's world. Tell the truth. This is a woman's world. That I'm stronger, strong enough to rise above. This is a woman's world. This is a woman's world. Tell the truth. This is a woman's world.
That track was written by Matt Morris, Paul Oakenfold, Anthony Crawford and Joshua Walker, produced by Paul Oakenfold. That was the lead single from the new album Closer to the Truth. Woman's World charted in the lower regions of the charts in Australia, Switzerland, Austria, Belgium, Italy and Germany. But once again, Woman's World was a big hit in the clubs, reaching number 1 on the US Dance Club Songs charts. And personally, I love this remix by Tracy Young.
This is a woman's world. This is a woman's world. Tell the truth. This is a woman's world. Tell the truth. This is a woman's world. This is a woman's world. Tell the truth. This is a woman's world. This is a woman's world.
In September 2013, the album Closer to the Truth was released. This was Cher's 25th studio album, with Cher co-writing 3 songs on the album. Closer to the Truth reached number 3 in the US, number 4 in Canada and the UK, 5 in Scotland, 6 in Germany, 9 in Russia, 11 in Switzerland and Austria, and number 17 here in Australia. The following month, Cher released a new single from the album. This was a cover of the 2010 song from Miley Cyrus. I hope you find it.
And I hope you find it, what you're looking for. I hope it's everything you dreamed your life could be, and so much more. And I hope you're happy wherever you are.
Once again, produced by Mark Taylor. I hope you find it reached number 22 in Scotland, 25 in the UK, 26 in Switzerland, 30 in Ireland, 43 in Austria, and 49 in Germany. In November 2013, Cher released one of my favourite tracks on the album. This is Take It Like a Man.
Boy, if you want my heart, you gotta take it like a man. Before you fight for us, you gotta show me that you can. So when the lights go dark, I wanna know you understand. That if you want my heart, you gotta take it like a man.
Take It Like a Man, produced by Mark Taylor and Tim Powell. Now, if you go on YouTube, there is an awesome remix video of the Seventh Heaven remix of the track, which features some underwear models and gay porn stars. Now, this video is quite hot and definitely worth checking out. It's had more than 1.4 million views on YouTube. The track reached number 2 on the US Dance Club Songs chart. In April 2014, Cher released the final single from the Closer to the Truth album, I Walk Alone.
But there's a time to dance, time to laugh, time to cry, time to go, time to grieve, time to come. Oh, I still got time to pull, time to hold, time to play, time to grow. But for now, I gotta walk alone. I gotta walk alone.
Interestingly, this track was one of 2 songs co-written by Pink for Cher's album, the other one being Lie to Me. This was the final single released from the Closer to the Truth album, and once again hit number 2 on the US Dance Club Songs chart. Okay guys, we're up to 2018, and this was a huge year for Cher.
There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright. Fernando, they were shining there for you and me, for liberty. Fernando, though we never thought that we could lose, there's no regret.
That was Fernando from the movie Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. This was a follow-up to the very successful 2008 movie Mamma Mia. Cher co-starred in the movie as Donna's mother, played by Meryl Streep. On the movie soundtrack, Cher had 2 songs, Fernando and Super Trooper, with the cast. Cher had so much fun doing the movie, she decided to record an album of Abba songs, and that resulted in a new album in September 2018, Dancing Queen.
Waterloo, couldn't escape if I wanted to. Waterloo, knowing my fate is to be with you. Waterloo, finally facing a Waterloo. Give me a man after midnight. Won't somebody help me chase the shadows away? Give me a man after midnight. Take me through the darkness to the break of the day. Give me a man after midnight. Won't somebody help me chase the
The album Dancing Queen, covering 10 classic ABBA songs. Mark Taylor produced 9 tracks on the album, with Benny Andersson from ABBA producing the track Fernando. The album was a huge hit worldwide, reaching number 2 in the UK, Australia and New Zealand, number 3 in the US, and top 10 in most European countries. With the big success of the album, Cher went back on the road for her Here We Go Again tour. Cher performed 3 ABBA songs during the show, Waterloo, SOS and Fernando. Starting the shows in New Zealand. Now at the time, I was actually living back in Auckland for a short time, and I saw the show with my fiancé Sean and our friends Ben and Sharon. And can you believe it? But that was my fiancé Sean's very first concert. I know, I couldn't believe it either. But she put on an amazing show in Auckland, and she did more shows in Australia before taking the tour to the US, Canada, Europe, and back to the US and Canada again. Unfortunately, due to the damn COVID pandemic, 22 shows in the US had to be cancelled. Before we move on to celebrating Cher's new album, Christmas, Cher lost her beloved mum, Georgia, last year on the 10th of December 2022. Cher was really close to her mum, and I remember when I lost my dad and my mum, Christmas without them was really hard. So I'm sending a massive hug and much love to Cher during this Christmas time. Speaking of Christmas, last month in October, Cher released her very first Christmas single, DJ Play a Christmas Song.
DJ play a Christmas song. I wanna be dancing all night long. It's cold outside, but it's warm in here, and that's the only thing I want this year. DJ play a Christmas song. I wanna be.
Once again produced by Mark Taylor. As soon as I heard the song, I absolutely loved it. It's so catchy, uplifting, and it's a real Cher Christmas song. Cher released her very first Christmas album, 13 tracks, including some impressive duets with the likes of the King of Christmas, Michael Bublé, the legendary Stevie Wonder, the fabulous Cyndi Lauper, and the Queen of Christmas, Don't Tell Mariah, Darlene Love. The album features 4 original Christmas songs: DJ Play That Christmas Song, Drop Top Sleigh Ride, Christmas Ain't Christmas Without You.
Tonight the bells are ringing out. Outside the snow is coming down. But Christmas ain't Christmas without you, my love. Oh, I'm waiting by the fireside. Will Santa bring you home tonight? 'Cause Christmas ain't Christmas.
And this track, I Like Christmas.
Yeah, 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 I like Christmas. I like the cold, frosty night. I like the old North Star when it lights up the sky. It shines down on a manger, making everything right. And Christmas is my favorite time of
The album reached number 9 in Scotland, 11 in Germany, 12 in Austria and Switzerland, 32 in the US, and 42 in the UK. It also hit number 1 on the US Top Holiday Albums chart. I really hope you've enjoyed all the music on this week's podcast, celebrating Cher's incredible music from the year 2000 until this year with her brand new album Christmas, which you can stream and download online right now. There's also physical copies available on vinyl and CD. As always, make sure you're following the show on social media: Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok. I will be posting heaps of Cher videos and photos all this week for you to enjoy. Now make sure you join me next week on the podcast for my final episode for 2023. And it's a very special episode where I look at some old and new Christmas songs, also highlighting some amazing Christmas songs from some of your favourite Australian artists. So make sure you join me next week on the Sound Museum for the final show of the year, my ultimate Christmas playlist. Until then, you have a fantastic week. Take care, and I will see you next week.
So put a little holiday in your heart, in a pretty little shuffle in your step. Give you a song that you can sing with